Oh, hi! So this guy Seb exposed YouTubers, basically said if they were rude in person or nice, and he's met quite a few YouTubers, and he said I was rude! And I'm like, oh hell, motherfucker, no, I am not rude, I'm a nice guy. So basically, we met at Playlist, and he said, you have really awesome hair, and I turned around and I said, thanks, and then I turned back around, and I probably was not realizing that I was being rude because I was trying to be nice and like turn around and say thanks, but I was meeting people all day long, and everyone was being like, oh, you have awesome rainbow hair, like I love your hair, and I was probably just like over and tired and exhausted from meeting people, so I wanted to be nice and be like, thanks, and then like come back, but then I didn't realize like I was a fucking rude ass bitch. So Seb, I'm really sorry about our little encounter, but you know what? I love your video idea, and I've met quite a few YouTubers myself, so I'm gonna expose to you guys whether they were rude, nice, or somewhere in between. Let's start off with Jeffree Star, probably one of the rudest YouTubers I've ever met in my whole entire life. Actually, probably one of the rudest people I've ever met in my life. And honestly, I haven't seen him in quite some time, so I don't know if he's changed or if he's a better person now, because supposedly people change. But yeah, he is the type of person that will like literally talk shit about someone as soon as they walk away, and he talks shit about ugly people, fat people, like special needs people, just everywhere in between. Like literally he would just start fucking talking shit about people. So meeting him, he was kind of a cunt, and yeah, he was just super rude about everyone and everything, and he was kind of like moody and bitchy, and yeah, he was just all around a fucking rude ass fucking person, and I was like, why the hell is he so miserable? And we ended up being friends, and then not being friends, and then being friends, and then not being friends, I don't know, he just like treats people like shit, and karma's gonna get ya. When I met Troye Sivan, I thought he was gonna be a bitch. Honestly, like, he's Troye fucking Sivan. Like, he could do whatever the fuck he wants. He could literally slap me in the face and I'd be like, oh my god, Troye Sivan is amazing. But you know what I mean? Like, so when I met him and he was actually down to earth and super nice, I was like kind of taken back because I was like, what the fuck? And we were on a panel together and he was always so friendly and so nice, and then I met him again and I was like, oh, he's probably not gonna like remember me, I'm not gonna go up to him, like it's awkward, like I've only met him once before, we're not best friends, like I kind of idolize him, so it's kind of like we're not friends, it's kind of like he's on a pedestal and I'm like down here, I'm literally fucking trash. And he actually walked up to me, he was like in a group of people, just talking to people, mingling, networking, whatever he was doing, and he came up to me and he just asked like, how are you? He like introduced me to his brother, Tide, and I was just like, oh my god, hey, what's up? Like, what's good? And I was just shocked because he's actually one of the nicest people I have met from YouTube. And I just thought he would be so full of himself, or so like, I don't know, because online he's so nice, so I was like, he can't be that nice in person. There has to be some kind of flaw, but literally, Troye Sivan has no flaws. Gigi Gorgeous and I go way back, but like ever since she transitioned, I've only seen her once actually, and I was like, ooh, like, oh my god, you look beautiful, you look amazing. So I decided to like say hi to her because we were literally like walking the same way, going to the same place. So I was like, hi! And she just like put on this huge fake smile, and you could just tell when people are super fucking fake and super like, hi! So I don't know if she was just not feeling me or if she secretly doesn't like me or whatever, but I feel like the encounter was super fake and super like, you know, like when you're kind of like forcing yourself to be nice, you're like, hi, how are you? So, yeah. Ricky Dillon has blown me away, literally blown me away. One of the first times I've ever met him, it was at Playlist, and actually people were like tweeting him or something, saying like they didn't get to meet him and they didn't get his meetup tickets. So when all the YouTubers were going to this lavish Playlist party, basically they throw parties for us every night, he decided to go out and meet people. So there was like this huge ass fucking line. As I'm walking into the party, he's literally meeting all these people, and as I'm walking out of the party at probably like 3 a.m, like, I don't know, 3-4 hours later, he's literally still fucking meeting people, like, I'm like, you are so fucking dedicated. Like, you are goals. Like, I cannot believe, like, people, YouTubers are at these events to meet fans, and I feel like a lot of the times they just kind of get drunk and have parties and do all this crazy stuff. But Ricky Dillon was so kind, and he has such a big fucking heart that he stood out there for hours meeting the people he didn't get to meet just so he would meet every single one of the people. And I don't know if you remember this, Ricky, but that really touched me, and it like gave me hope in YouTubers. I was like, oh my god, thank god there are fucking good YouTubers out there that care nothing more than, like, they literally just care about their fans. Like, their fans are their everything, and that just warms my fucking heart. So I had the pleasure of being introduced to Luke KORNS, and he is so awkward. Like, if you think about the most awkward person on the planet, that is him. He is just so awkward in person. I don't know, like, every conversation you have with him, it just gets so weird. Like, you can't just have a normal conversation without feeling slightly uncomfortable or not knowing where his mind is going or how it's working. I'm just like, why can't things just be normal? Like, why are you so all over the map in your head? And I just don't know how he truly feels. Like, I'm like, what? Like, do you want to continue this conversation? Are you not interested in this conversation? I'm not sure. But yeah, he's definitely awkward as fuck. Everyone obviously knows that Dan and Phil are literally fucking goals. Like, we are all trash for them. But actually, I was at a YouTube party. This is actually where I meet most of the YouTubers. And I was just kind of standing there. I don't remember what I was doing. My friend like left or something. And basically, Dan and Phil were right next to me. I didn't even fucking realize it. I was like, literally, what the fuck? Dan and Phil are right fucking next to me. And Dan just goes like, oh my god, hey, Matthew. I was like, what? What? And I don't know, like, Phil didn't really talk to me. I don't know. I said hi, he said hi, and blah blah blah, but I don't know. Phil was kind of just like, meh. But Dan is so fucking awesome. He was like super chatty and talking about like YouTube and where it started and how I was OG and like from the beginning of YouTube and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my fucking god, like Dan Howell is talking to me right now, like. So yeah, but they were super awesome and super nice and super kind. I just wish I would have talked to Phil more. So Phil, if you're watching this. The first time I met Chris Oefling, he was actually really quiet, and then I kept meeting him more and more, and he started getting more and more strange and more crazy. Yeah, like he was just like nuts. Like his mind is super ADD, ADHD, like super fucking just like all over the map. It kind of reminds me of my friend Brennan Rogers, who has this really creative mind that goes places like you're like, I would never fucking think of that. So their minds are very like all over, like their minds are like this, where my mind is like food, coffee, sleep, bed, you now, wake up. Food, coffee, like, you know what I mean? Like, I have such a simple mind. Like, my mind is not all over the map. They're like, what can I do to shock someone? What can I do to do this? Or what can I do to that? Or what, like, what's next? What's in store for me? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this? What, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, their mind is like, kind of like, Aah! But yeah, he is super strange. Meeting Shane Dawson is kind of like meeting a best friend that you haven't seen in a really long time. It's like you know everything about them and you're so comfortable with them and everything kind of just flows and you could talk to them for hours. And I don't know, it was just super nice. Like, Shane is such a nice guy and it feels like I've known him forever, but I've only met him a couple times. But I literally feel like if I was going through some shit, I could like call him up or just talk about things in the past or like talk about things. Like, I could literally gossip with him for hours. And I really like that about Shane. And he's never, so far, knock on wood, he's never like said anything bad about me or anything, so we good. Alright, so Kian was kind of just like chilling in a group of friends and I was kind of chilling in a group of friends and all our friends were kind of talking to each other. So we were just kind of like chilling there and we were like right next to each other. So I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, hey, you're Lush. And I was like, yes, nice to meet you. Like, I have a fucking name, but no, I didn't say that, but I was just like, yeah, but I was like, well, who the fuck says, yeah, hey, you're Lush? Like, I guess, like, when people only know you from your, like, username, like, people actually come up to me and be like, oh my god, GayGod, what's up? I don't know your name, but, like, I know you're GayGod. And I was like, okay, like, nice to meet you. But yeah, I actually do have a name, and it's Matthew Lush. I walked up to Grace HELBIG, and I was like, I fucking love you. I'm like, hey, and she's like, oh my god, Matthew, like, hi. And I was like, you know who I am? I was like, hold up, like, you know me? And she's like, yeah, I watch your videos all the time. And I literally told her, I was like, no, you don't. Like, you are such a fucking liar. And she goes, no, I can describe your bedroom. So then she started describing my bedroom, the dolls that were on my bed, like my pillows, my comforter, like the thing behind me on my wall. I was like, you do watch my fucking videos. I was like, are you fucking serious right now? Grace HELBIG watches my fucking videos? I don't know, she was just super nice and like super, she was kind of like a sister. She reminded me of like Shane Dawson, but like a sister. And you're just like, oh, hey girl. She's like, hi, like what's good? Like, oh my God. But yeah, like Grace HELBIG was super nice and super amazing. I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I've met the Gabby show 4 times. And the first 3 times, she completely forgot who I was. Like thought she never met me. I guess the first time she literally never met me before. But the 4th time we were at this airport and she goes, you look familiar. And I was like, I was livid. I'm like, yes, I'm Matthew. I've met you 3 times before. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I'll try to remember this time. Like, I'm really sorry about that. And I was like, of course, you're probably gonna fucking forget me. I'm gonna go to Playlist Live and I swear I will record it. If she fucking forgets me again, I will just, like how? I'm not even like, forgettable. I'm very rememberable. Like, how could you forget this fucking face, Gabby? How could you forget me? Yeah, I'm a little butthurt about it. Brace yourselves, people, because this was a really awkward encounter, but it was actually really okay. So basically, the gays were kind of at VidCon, and we were just like in a circle, like talking about shit and stuff, and like just like really random stuff. And this one guy was like super wasted and telling me like all this stuff. Like he was telling me how he got fisted before and all this shit. And then we started like talking about balls. And I swear, COLLEEN like gravitates towards gays. Like she just like loves gays. And I don't know how, but she was just kind of like there at some moment. And like, I was like, hey, and like blah, blah, blah. Like this was even, I think before Miranda Sings, like the whole Miranda Sings thing. And she kind of like joined the conversation and she was just kind of like laughing. She was talking to people and we were talking to her. And she was just like super fucking nice and so adorable and fucking cute. I was like, oh my God, like I literally want you to be my best friend. Like, oh my God, goals. She already has a gay best friend. Otherwise, I'd be like all up on that, like scoop in, be like, hey, what's good? Hey, hey. Last but not least, it's Andrea Russet. And I've actually never technically met her before, but I was in an elevator with my friend at the time, and she was with a Dolan twin, and it was after one of those parties, and she was pretty wasted, not gonna lie, and the Dolan twin goes, you look familiar to me, and I did not even say anything, and she goes, that's Matthew Lush, idiot, and I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like literally like Andrea Russet knows who the fuck I am, but I've like never met her. And it was just super awkward because like you can't introduce yourself at that point. Like I can't be like, hey, I'm Matthew Lush, like nice to meet you, Andrea, like what's good? Hey Dolan twin, nice to meet you. He was like, oh yeah, man, sorry, I'm so sorry about that. And I was like, it's okay. And then it was like super awkward and we just kind of were in the elevator like, ah. But yeah, I don't know, like I think she was just having a bad mood because you know women, they can get really like rude and aggressive and then you add alcohol into that equation and maybe I just took it the wrong way or in my mind it like blew up worse than it did. But yeah, I was just like super uncomfortable and I was like, what the fuck? Why do you hate me? Why? What the hell? But yeah, so that's me exposing YouTubers. Obviously, you guys have to meet these people for yourselves to see if they're actually nice people. And you know, we all have our different opinions and I feel like certain people just don't like certain people or have this like mentality. So this week's question is going to be, which YouTuber do you think is secretly a bitch? Like who do you think is going to be so rude? Like let's say you can meet any YouTuber you want. Who do you think would be the rudest? And don't forget to subscribe because every time you don't subscribe, a gay baby turns straight! Ah! Do it for the gay bees! And new trash hats are available at MatthewLush.com. Alright, on to the prize wheel. Yowie fan creature, you have won these One Direction makeup palettes that were signed by Mwah! And you're also going to win... You have won a Snapchat follow! I'll be contacting you on Twitter for the Snapchat follow. All right, love you guys. Bye. Someone's just a little butthurt because I didn't want to date them. What is it called?
ASMR.
Yeah, we can make it like
we should do that right now.